Okay, we're live.
Good. Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10:30. 2 weeks into the year. We've been talking about this from the end of last year to now. What we've been looking for is, I think, happening. We're seeing a rotation. And if you're seeing a rotation, it's going to become very difficult if you want to trade the markets, or it's going to be very difficult to recognize what's going on. So you see certain markets making new highs, certain sectors, and then you see the ones that have been the cash cows for the last couple of years, they're not moving. That's the symptoms of rotation. Now, the first week, you got fresh flows. The second week, and probably this week coming up, then you decide when those flows stop, is there still more of rotation, and it's still happening. So what are we seeing? The big names, let's go over them since we're there. Something like a Palantir that's been great for a while. Look at this, okay? This is the first 2 weeks of the year. Not really looking like it's bullish. Okay, then you got something like NVIDIA, NVDA, right? Same thing. Nothing jumping out at you. But then where's that money going? It's coming out of that and going into different sectors. In our opinion, it's going into the sectors that we've been talking about, commodities and resources. So what's been going on for the last 6 months has been the price of gold and silver, but they're continuing. So you got silver, which we'll talk about separately because this is a phenomenon what's going on. But silver just keeps going. Okay, this has been our baby all year. We talked about don't trade it the same here when it goes through here. Now the moves are untradeable. For most people, they're untradeable. $90 silver, guys. $95 in cash, spot silver. So 95. This thing literally was $70. Okay, right down here, 70 to 90. We think there's a big move coming, but inevitably this is just another beginning of another bigger move. Okay, we'll get back to silver. But where's other flows going? Back into the first couple of weeks, we saw uranium, titanium, rare earth get the flows. And then the flows, first week flows stopped. And that's when you get the good test, because then they start to pull back. And then you see which ones are holding. They're holding very well. Uranium is holding well. So what it tells, that's the symptoms that I want to see. I don't want to be involved in the first week, because then you're just jumping in with everybody else. The music stops, and then you can get caught. But when the music stops and it pulls back, but it holds, it's a great sign. So what do we look at? Something like a UEC. Okay. First couple, this is the beginning of the year. Flows just keep, and the flow stopped and now pulled back and then straight up again. Same thing with U, DNN, all the names that we have last year. We don't have them now. We're still waiting, but I am going to get in because I wanted that test. A couple of things that we did get involved in. Okay, we did get involved in some of these rare earths. Antimony was one. We bought an antimony stock, and it's starting to pop. Okay, we have other ones on that we did a little homework, a couple of sleepers that I follow well, belong to the group. You're going to know which ones those are. But here's one of the antimony stocks. We bought it the first day of the year. Okay.
What's the ticker for this?
PPTA. PPTA. We bought this the first day of the year. Bought it right here. It keeps on going. Okay. And we think this one is not going to stop. This one has got a lot of room in it. Okay. But this is what you got to wait to the beginning of the year. So, but this also looks like the other ones. Looks like uranium. That's the point. So if you don't have the uranium, we look for the other sectors that people maybe are not looking at. That's what this is. We think this one's got a lot of room. We don't have a plan on this one to sell it for a while. We bought one of our sleepers over the last week, and then we added on. That's how much we like it, and now we're out at a tie. So it's another one. We got another sleeper that we're working on right now. These little sleepers. Then I do my homework. I watch them well. And then when they need to set up. So many times they're almost there and they don't set up. We don't trade them. This one did. It popped. I have another one that's setting up. Hopefully it'll pop. We had a few of those last year and they all popped. So if you find a sector, you find something that's a little off the beaten path, those are the ones, because then if they do get in people's radar, they do go. So that's one of them. Okay. Another thing we talked about was the energy sector. We said at $56, oil was too cheap. That's just our opinion. And you can see how we snapped away from that. Got down to $56. This is a week ago. Look at our videos. So we think it's extended on the downside. The littlest thing can make it pop. Look what happened to oil straight up. What do we have on gasoline? What do we have on some of the oil stocks? Everything just starts to go. Now you got a nice pullback because of some news. And what we do, we put oil right back on. Okay, we put oil on this week on this pullback. When we had that news where the president said Iran is not as drastic as you think, and yet oil go from here all the way down to here in a couple of hours. We got right back into the oil market.
A lot of people want to know about the story about oil in Venezuela, how that affects the U.S. market.
Yes. Well, that's what was going on. Okay. And if you think about it, we talked about this in the group. There's different kinds of oil, and the U.S. relies on the oil that comes from Venezuela. Okay. So when we took possession of the oil in Venezuela, what did we do? We said we're going to take it and sell it into the market. First thing I said it to the group. I said they're going to take that oil, and that oil they're going to save. They're going to sell the oil that we have. It's two different kinds of oil. It's kind of one is olive oil and one is Crisco. I'm just giving you just an analogy. Okay, but we need the olive oil, so we sold the Crisco, and we're going to keep the olive oil. That's what's going on now. So inevitably, we're going to take in all the oil. We're going to control that part of the oil, which helps the U.S., but it also breaks the equilibrium or breaks the chain of other countries selling, because Venezuela was kind of the hub where they could unload cheap oil, and then they could be the conduit to get it back out. So I think inevitably this is going to be bullish for oil. And I think it's actually going to be more bullish, not now, but in a couple of months for gasoline, not right now. So that's my opinion. So I think the energy stocks are going to keep going. We're waiting for a pullback, okay? I don't know if we're going to get them. They've exploded. You know the way we trade. We trade ExxonMobil 6-7 times last year. We won't trade it up here. We traded rig. We cashed out. If rig pulls back, we have spots. We want to put these things right back on.
We have a question on Valero.
Valero's another one. We had this. We've traded Valero half a dozen times last year. We don't have it on now. Okay, it's kind of popping here, but we don't want to buy it up here. Okay, we actually think this has one shot to breathe. If it doesn't, I'm going to miss it. Okay, but I do think it's a shot to breathe. Why? Because if we control that part of the oil I was just explaining, then the profits in Valero shouldn't be as grand. And that can make this easily pull back to down here, and then we will look for spots. We want to be long Valero, but I don't want to be long up here.
All right, guys. If you have any questions or comments, post it in our chat. We'll be happy to answer any of those stocks that you post here that Joe looks at. So next one up here. Can you go over hogs? Live hogs.
Live hogs. Okay. I follow every commodity. This one I think is in the, you just had a large dollar allocation. There was reweightings in commodities that just finished last week. And a lot of money rotated from one sector to another, and it rotated into the pork sector. So I actually think hogs is going to, don't play on my words, but I think hogs are going to digest this buying, and they're going to have a little more room on the upside. So I think there's a lot of, I've done this reweighting for decades. People have been doing it for years. The money I lost to learn how to do this, I think people are going to lose now. So there's a little trick to this, little nuances, and hogs are one of them. So I think hogs are going to work their way higher from here. Okay, there's a couple other commodities that went through the reweighting, and I think if you come back in a few weeks, you're going to see what we have on. We have it on as a group. Well, it's not privy here. You belong to the group, you know what we have on. And then I think you're going to come back a couple of weeks, and I'm going to show you. Say, guys, look what happened. And that's one of them.
Okay, next one, sugar.
Sugar is, who's coming up with these questions?
This is Dave.
Okay, good questions. That's another one. Good questions, Dave.
It could be a part of our group, maybe.
Okay. This is one of those. Okay. Since I got you on and you said it, this is one of those where you just had that process go on, and people thought it was going to go higher, and first it went lower, so they couldn't hang on. Now I think sugar is going to go. Okay. And I think there's a lot of room here in sugar. Just give it a week or two, and I think you're going to see this sugar much, much higher. Okay. This is something we have on, I have on, and it's something I'm going to be adding to. Okay. But you needed this. Think about it. There's so much money going into sugar, and what does it do? It goes down. So people get burnt. This is what I did this for years, and I would do the same thing. I'd be looking at it, it's going higher. What happens? I get stopped out. Okay. Now you got to give it a chance. Let it digest this buying. Let it go filter through the market and break the equilibrium like it is, and then you're going to go. The trade is not to, let me clean this up a little. The trade is to recognize that when the digestion is finished, it's not a little move. It's a big move. That's what I think people don't recognize. This is something I recognize because I did it for years, decades, not years, decades. Okay, so sugar is one of those.
Well, what would be a ticker for silver? People do not know about. I'm sorry, sugar. If they don't know about futures.
Okay, well, there's different. Sugar has whatever exchange you use, whatever platform, they have different tickers. Okay, so this one, this is March Sugar. Now, some have SUH, Some have SBH. It depends what platform you use, but it's March Sugar Futures 26. Okay, so this way, whatever you put your symbol up, go back and check and make sure it says March Sugar.
All right. Next one, RBOB.
RBOB, gasoline. We just talked
Yes.
about gasoline. We think gasoline is a lagger, but it's going to go. We like gasoline. We want to wait for our spot. Okay, we have some on. We're going to buy a little more. So you had to move when it rejected down there. When oil was cheap and gasoline was cheap, big bounce. Now it feels like it come down a little bit, and we're going to put it right back on. Now this is February. We don't want to be long February gasoline. We want to be long March gasoline. Okay, so this way you know the futures market that we're looking at.
A lot of people talking about natural gas.
Natural gas should be on your radar screen, okay? We've been holding on because we've been long, and that's the only thing so far this year that hasn't been working for us. What I seen happen, belong to the group, I put up something in the middle of the day. I said, we got our first curveball in natural gas. Okay, now there is nothing bullish about natural gas. The weather, the selling that's going on, the lack of interest, okay, it's sitting, it's stagnant. And the pipes look like they're full. Well, we got a curveball yesterday, and people don't know how to read this curveball. And the curveball is bullish, okay? And I'm not giving out that curveball here. I belong to the group. But my opinion is, listen, I've been wrong natural gas, okay? I'll put up March because that's what we have on. Yeah. I've been long natural gas from around here, okay? Yeah, somewhere right, even a little lower, okay? And I put it on. If next week when I come back, when we'll be back here next Saturday, I really think that natural gas is going to be much, much higher. Okay. By the time people realize what I think I saw yesterday, the market's going to hold and it's going to pop. Okay. So I like natural gas a lot down here. Now, keep in mind, I also liked it here. I love it down here. I'm talking my position, but I'm telling them my opinion. It didn't make me uncomfortable. This is when I trade commodities. This is something you got to pay attention to. Okay, if this goes from here to here and it makes me uncomfortable, then I got to think twice. This move did not make me uncomfortable. So then when I see what I've seen, now I'm back to being on offense. From here to here, you should trade on defense. That's fine. I always keep my cool. I'm never, if I think I'm wrong, I'm out. But to go back on offense, you need to move. Right from here, I'm going to be on offense next week.
Does this also coincide with UNG?
Yeah, UNG, exactly. UNG is not the natural gas right now that people are using. You have UNG, you got the contract that I just told you, March gasoline. March natural gas.
Okay, next question. Silver ETFs, what is your take on that?
I stay away from silver ETFs. We explained this months ago, a year ago. We explained it a long time ago, okay? When you buy one SLV, it's equivalent of buying 1 ounce of silver. That's what it is, right? That's what they say. They take an ounce and it's got your name on it, okay? Well, then tell me why the price of silver, 1 ounce of silver, is trading $91 right now. $91. I just checked it about an hour ago. Okay, so should an SLV be trading $91? It's $81. That's why I don't want to be involved in silver ETFs. There's a cost of carry. Okay, but if you have a silver coin in your hand, just putting a silver 1 ounce bar in your hand, okay, the only cost of carry in your hand is that you can't take that money and you can't earn 3 or 4% on it. Okay, there's no vault charges, no insurance charges. So meanwhile, how come my SLV is not trading $91? That's why I don't trade SLV.
All right, Michael's saying, can you explain the memberships and cost of memberships? What platform I can use?
Yeah, we will get that.
We'll get there. So stay on and we're going to cover that.
Let's talk about some trading questions. So we're going to have all that.
All right, so let's go to the next one.
Yes.
I made a small fortune for 20 days with your inspiration and guidance.
No, you made it for yourself.
Rare earth.
Yeah, that's the sector to be in. We found the other way with the PPTA. Okay, yes, these are good sectors. Okay, they were good to us last year. Then at the end of the year, everybody got caught long. But the good edge was the first week flows, and now the second week with no flows, how they maintain a pullback. So we actually think they all look good. Rare earth, uranium, and titanium.
Yep, they said uranium also.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. What else we have? So you buy physical silver, not the ETF. That's we have a comment here.
Yes. We've been saying this for easily the last 9 months. And even on our Thursday webinars with Guy, we brought it up too. said, do not stay away from SLV. You're not getting fair value. There is your example. You don't have to listen to me. There's your example. How come SLV is not $91 when the price of silver right now is $91?
All right. Let's go to the other metal stocks here. Let's talk about EXK. A lot of people bringing up.
These are the silver stocks that were good to us last year. We think they're going to continue to go higher, but we're waiting for a spot. People are rushing in. When people rush in, from my experience, people buy it and then ask what the price is, and those people have to get a little stressed first. This is a great close, in my opinion. If silver's going to do what I think it's going to do next week, this should keep going. Okay, if you have it on, you got to ride it. I don't have it on right now because I cashed already. Okay, but if we have spots on pullbacks, we're going to be buying this. We like this stock a lot. Okay, and it's been good to us. Think about it. We had this thing on at $3-4. Last year EXK was probably our favorite silver stock to trade, but I don't have it on right now, and it looks fantastic.
Next one we have here is SBSW.
SBSW, our home run stock last year twice. We had 2 home runs last year in stocks. It was both in SBSW, and it looks good again. Okay, guys, you got these things on. You got to enjoy this ride. If you remember, we were all in here, cashed it all in here, went all in again here, cashed it all in here, put almost all in here, and sold it out up around here. Now look at it. Okay, this thing has got room. Believe me, this is a great way of having platinum and palladium exposure. Okay, that's our opinion. And we think platinum and palladium are still too cheap. So if you got it, I don't have it on now because we caught ours. We caught them. Think about it. This was a home run. When you sit there and you buy something at 3, you sell it at 9, then you buy it at 7 and you sell it at 12 and 13. Those are home run trades. Okay, we think this is the next home run trade.
Next one, AREC.
AREC, this is one we're waiting to get back in. Okay, I have my spot, and if you belong to the group, you'll know where it is. And right here. Okay, but this one I think is another one that's going to go higher again. Okay, remember we caught this. We had this on last year. We put it on last year around this time. It was like February. Okay, we put it on around here, 50, 60, 70, 80 cents, and then we sold it here. We have members of the group that said, thank you for the 10X. I didn't know what they meant. They said, well, you told me that you bought it at 70, 80 cents in February. So did I. I just sold it here at $7. They made 10X on their money. Okay, so what do? Well, we caught it too. And then we started putting it on here. And then we got out for year end. And now we want to put it on again. I like AREC. I love the story. I just want to see if I get a chance to buy it in my area. Okay, if you belong to the group, you're going to know the area that I'm looking at.
Okay, next one. How about we cover wheat?
Wheat. We just did a video, which you should be seeing. We like the price of grains down here. We think that the sector this year is going to be the food sector. And what the best food sector, in our opinions, are grains. So we like wheat a lot. Okay, I'm long wheat. Okay, I'm long 2 different kinds of wheat. I'm long Kansas City wheat and Chicago wheat. There's different grades of wheat. I like the wheat market right here. We made a video earlier in the week. Right around here, we said this is what we wanted to see. We got it. Now we think the wheat market is going to go straight up from here. I like wheat futures. I like Kansas City wheat futures, which is more of a premium. I think that's going to go also.
All right, let's cover palladium.
Palladium's the same thing. It's pulling back nicely. Okay, and we're going to get right back into it. We caught palladium a few times. Palladium was our home run commodity last year. Okay, we had a home run commodity. We caught palladium for one of the largest trades we've ever had on just one initial position. And we think palladium and platinum markets were very good to us last year. They're going to be good to us again, I think. We like palladium. We're waiting for our spot. Okay, we had palladium on last year. I think it was around here, right around cost of production. And then we sold it up here for our home run trade. Then it went up here. And then we waited for it to pull back. And we caught a couple of trades in between. We bought it here and sold it. Now we're waiting for just the pullback to get to our area. We want to get right back into palladium. I like palladium longer term, but I want to get into my spot because if you're going to be longer term, you got to get your right areas. But I like palladium a lot this year.
All right. Next one, we got a question here. Talk a little bit about Guy and all his good picks from Somer's time.
My God, I need a fan. That's how hot he is. Okay, Guy has been hot. So every Thursday we have a webinar, a Q&A with Guy Adami from CNBC. Okay, besides being the next thing to my brother, okay, which we kid around all the time. Guy is very savvy, understands the macro markets. I sat next to him at a trading desk for years. Okay, we know the markets. He knows the markets, and he finds these macro views, and they work. And we sit there and we go over the questions, and then we come back 2 weeks later, and he says, "Remember we talked about it here? Now it's up here." He says, "Remember up here? I said it might pull back. It's down here." It's like I feel like I'm at a magic act. He did it again this week. He threw 2 of them out this week. He threw out more than 2. But in one day, he said one of them got a little overboard. It could easily pull back. What it do? Drop 30 points off its highs. He said one is getting ready to break out. What it do? Went up 5 points as soon as it opened. And he gave us a couple other ones. Okay, guy is right on the money. He knows the stuff. He belongs to the group every Thursday. You get a chance to ask him any question you want. Q&A all day, plus entertainment because he's a very funny person.
Okay, next question here. BITU is asking about how about we go over the Dow or MOS?
MOS, the Dow, I don't know. We don't look at indexes. MOS we like a lot. Oh, excuse me. MOS, we bought it at the beginning of the year. Yeah, we bought it here, first day of the year. We sold a piece of it out right here. We're going to buy that piece back right around here. We think MOS has got a lot of room on the upside. We had a nice little pullback that we talked about. We just made a video about it. We're looking for a pullback to add it back. We got the pullback. We held. If we hold here early part of next week, no matter where MOS is, I think I'm going to add that piece back. I think MOS has got a lot of room on the upside. A lot of room.
Next one, JetBlue. What's your take on JetBlue?
JetBlue, if you belong to the group, excuse me 1 second. We had patience and we waited for JetBlue. Let me put it up for you and show you exactly what we did because we did it this week. JBLU, right here. Okay. JetBlue has been good to us for the last few years because we had patience. We waited for JetBlue to go right to our spot. You know where our spot was? Right here. I'm not making this up. If you belong to the group, there was about a 20-minute window. We had a chance to buy JetBlue right here. We bought it here. Look at it here. I think there's room. If we get a pullback to around here, I may be adding because I think there's a little bit more. And this is not a home run trade, but if you could buy something at 4.5 and you could sell it at 6, 6.5, that is a nice trade because you're not risking $2 and you got a shot to make $2. Okay, we bought it. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't, but I am. Okay, you wait for spots. You know what the spot was here in JetBlue? This was the spot. Okay, that's the reason why we waited for JetBlue. Okay, that's when you have patience and you wait. Okay, yeah, like the idea. You see how the market, see how it gets toppy. The way we read, I read charts very different than anyone else. We have a boot camp that'll teach you how to read charts. I was taught by the best people. It made me wait for that spot. So the whole group, I don't know, you can ask the group. We bought JetBlue right here. How cool is that? You never had to sweat even a penny. And now you go from here, you close up here, and we think there's room. That's the way you got to catch these things if you have patience.
Okay, we have a question here. What is the ticker for Palladium stock or ETF that you showed?
There's a Palladium stock that we use. It's a very cheap one, but that's part of the group. You got to belong to that one. Okay, there is no ETF. You don't get the leverage. You got to trade the futures if you want to trade Palladium. It's a high margin future. Okay, but we have one equity that we have as a group that has good Palladium exposure. So if you belong to the group, you know the stock we're talking about.
Okay, next one here. Football Legends asked about orange juice.
OJ, not in our radar right now. Okay, we caught orange juice twice in last year, and both times worked out very well. Okay, it's not showing me anything right here, so I'm waiting. Okay, it's in the middle of nowhere. We caught orange juice. You know, there's ways to trade things when you understand the value of commodities. So when you have the value of commodities and you understand, doesn't mean you got to be right immediately, but it means when you are right, then you know how to trade them. So we caught orange juice twice last year, but right here, I don't see any trade yet.
Okay, and what contract would you be looking at right now for orange juice?
Orange juice, March, but
okay,
it's not on my radar.
What are your thoughts on corn and soybeans?
Corn and soybeans. We actually think the next one to go is soybeans. I think soybeans are going to go in the next 2 weeks. Corn went down to a perfect spot this week.
What is the ticker for this?
This is March corn. Okay, CH 26. Okay, we put it up even with the group. We said if corn gets down to this area, it's a great spot. Look at where it went down to, right to the area. And now you got the bounce. This happened yesterday. So we like corn here. This is after this big pullback. That's why you like these. You don't get involved here. You wait for these spots. Soybeans is next. We like soybeans a lot. Pick this up for you. I think soybeans is ready to go, and I think it's ready to go immediately. Okay, same thing. You wait for these pullbacks. Okay, we're not long up here or up here. No, we waited for this area. Okay, and soybeans is going to be on our radar, and we have it on. We're going to be adding, because I think soybeans are right away going to go higher. We like the grains.
What is the ticker for this one?
Yes, okay. This is March soybeans. Okay, SH26.
All right. Next one here, gold futures and gold stocks.
Very different. Gold stocks haven't caught up to gold futures. Gold futures, they just keep going higher. Okay, they're not in the high beams anymore because silver's taken over. But in the interim, where's gold? All-time highs. Is this incredible? Is this incredible? Just keeps going. And now it's going, see this move? This looks like this move. Okay, now it's just over here. So you get one of these blow-offs and then you pull back. That's what we're expecting here. We think this is equivalent to about this. So we think there's a blow-off coming. We think there's a blow-off coming where you see gold go to 5,000. And then we think it could pull back and easily drop. So that's my plan, at least for gold. I still think that all of them are going higher. We think we're in the 6th or 7th inning, gold or silver. But you got to be able to navigate. You don't just, if you want to buy it and hold it, fine. You better have a stomach for it, because that's what I think can happen.
All right, we have a question here. What software do you use to trade futures? I find some of them none of them user-friendly.
Software? You mean the trading platform?
The broker? Yeah.
We use RJ O'Brien. Believe me, I've used every commodity platform, traded commodities for 4 decades. RJ O'Brien blows everybody away. Customer service, electronic platform is fine. You have a problem, they immediately you're done.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Do you have any gold stocks in mind?
We have a lot of gold stocks in mind. Okay, we trade gold stocks very actively. We got a couple of sleepers that we have on. We got a few, but we keep those in the group.
Okay, next one. Football Legends asked about cocoa.
Cocoa, next one on our screen, and we think this one's getting ready to go right now. This was the one that I think we understood exactly what happened. Okay, there was a giant futures reweighting, and it was going to be a huge amount of cocoa buying. So if you're sitting here, and you know there's a large cocoa buying coming in, you said, well, beautiful. There's that much cocoa, which should break the equilibrium. So let's get long. So everybody got long. What happened in those 5 days that there was those cocoa buying? It went straight down. So everybody got burnt big time. And what happens? You inevitably gag down here. So we think right from here, cocoa is going to bounce. And we think there's a big bounce coming in cocoa. When I have cocoa on, I added cocoa. I might add even again. I think cocoa did exactly what it had to do. It burnt who it had to burn, because it's not that easy to make money in these things. People think, oh, it's going higher. They're buying. Beautiful. Okay, let me tell you, if you're ever going to trade cocoa again, people that bought cocoa, they may never eat chocolate again how much money they lost. I think from right here, we're going right up.
Okay, next question here is from Ken. Why is physical silver higher than a futures contract?
Because the futures contract is not the price of silver anymore. Okay, silver is a global commodity. It's going viral. It's the murmur word of the planet. So don't pay attention to futures. Futures is just another location. The price of physical silver is the price of silver. The price of futures is just hedges that were put on the wrong way, and it's actually screwing people's minds. Okay, don't look at futures. Look at the price of spot silver. That's the real price of silver.
Okay, next question here, Joe. Who's the winner, Bills or Broncos?
Oh boy, I got a lot of opinions. Okay, and I like all 4 teams that are on the road this week. I think Buffalo. I like the Rams. I like the Texans, and I like the 49ers. I like them all. And football. I always love football, but I love the road teams.
All right. Next one here, copper trading. What is your take?
Copper. We said this before. The story is good, but it's not that easy. And look what happened to copper. That's all you hear. What a story, what a story, what a story. We're running out of copper. Okay, you're running out of copper, but look what happens. Okay, the story was blasting loud up here. And now what happened? People getting a pullback. And I still think there's more of a pullback coming in copper. And then you go buy copper. But you're kind of jumping on board with the people. I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out. Well, you got to the high and look what happened. That was an aberration. You got to the high, look what happened. Now it's starting to pull back. Be careful in copper. The story is right, but you got to know where to get in. I think people got in at the wrong spot.
What's the ticker for copper you look at?
Well, there's different symbols. Okay, some symbols are HG for copper. Okay, HG, that would be March. Some of them are CPH. Depends on what platform you use.
Yeah, it depends on the broker, guys, that you use. You have to
Okay.
check with your broker.
Check with your broker, but make sure you're looking. It says copper.
All right. Let's see what other questions we have here. Okay. I trade futures and let's see. I bought 10K copper coin at 150. Now it's 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
10K.
Yeah.
$10,000. I think that's grams.
10,000 in worth of copper.
Oh, 10,000 worth of copper. Kabish.
Yes.
Okay, now I understand. Yeah. You bought $1.50 a pound. Now it's $6 a pound. Nice job.
We went over silver futures. We went over UNG, guys. Let's see here. Copper to $10 per ounce for Maverick.
Well, copper is quoted in pounds. Okay, or on LME it's quoted in tons. Okay, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it's going to happen now.
All right.
This is a hype story. Everybody's getting hyped. Everybody's jumping in now after the story is developed. Watch yourself.
Poland's asking, would you ever sell your physical silver?
Yeah, I think if somebody put a gun on each side of my head, I would still would say take a shot. No, my physical silver has my daughter's names written on it.
All right.
There will be a point, in my opinion, where you can take a couple of sleeves of silver. They're 1 ounce coins, or there's 10 ounce bars, and they come 20 in a sleeve. Where you could take 3 or 4 sleeves down the road, and you might be able to go out and buy yourself a condominium. I really think that could happen.
Next question here, OMG, let's see, is asking about Netflix.
Netflix. We like Netflix down here. There's earnings coming out. We think it's extended a little on the downside. And plus, they're doing a few things that make me tend to think they're confident. They want to buy something in all cash. So if you want to buy something in all cash, then you probably think your earnings are going to be okay. It's come down so much, and I've been buying it right around this area. Okay, because I think Netflix has got a big bounce coming. Okay, but we'll find out. I think the earnings are on the 20th, so you got the middle of the week. But it's come down nice, so we avoided all this. This was one of the cash cows, so you got people stopped out. And now you're doing work and you got the earnings. If the earnings are bad, then look out. Then I'm going to get out of my position. But I've been buying Netflix right around here.
What is your thoughts on Valley? VALE.
VALE. If you got Valley on, enjoy it. Okay, we've had Valley on for years. Okay, we don't have it on now because we cash things in. You get paid to be long, and you're getting long base metals. We think they're the best company when it comes to base metal exposure. Look at this ride. How cool is this? Look at Valley go. Okay, we've been long this for years. We cashed it all out. I'll go around here somewhere. Okay, now it's just going to go again. Fantastic trade.
Okay, the sanctions U.S. just put on China, one is copper.
God, if you're going to trade reactive, be prepared. Because if you're trading off of news, you're trading reactive. We don't trade reactive. We trade proactive. So for some reason we don't have it on, and that news is bullish or bearish, we missed it. So I do not trade reactive, and that would be reactive to trade off of a comment like that.
All right, let's see. Next one, David James asked about coffee.
Coffee. No, not much of an opinion here in coffee. Okay, I think it held well, but I don't see a trade here in coffee. Okay, it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, it's come down. Okay, it's getting to an area where it looks like there's a big move coming, but I don't know which way it is. I have no opinion on coffee right now.
How about SMCI?
SMCI, I have it on, and I actually think there's a lot of room in this one. And actually, it's going to be one of our videos this week because we want to add on to SMCI. Okay, let me just find it. See it anywhere?
Usually it's in the middle, but it could be farther down.
Farther down? Okay. Oh, right here.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, we have it on, and this was very encouraging what happened on Friday. So I think there's a lot of room here. I think this one's got room all the way up to around this area. Okay, if we get a pullback to a spot that we want to, we have it on as a group. Okay, I think we have it on. I have it on. If we get to an area, I'm going to be adding on more because I think SMCI's got room on the upside, and I think everybody's out. And this makes me more confident that it's going higher because you have this.
Okay, what do you mean when you say you have it on? That's from Mike.
Mike means I'm long. I'm long SMCI as we talk. When I have it on means I bought it. I'm long.
All right, next one. Hate the Loser is saying USAR.
USAR. This is rare earth. It's holding very well. Okay, it rejected. This is the point I was trying to make. At the beginning of the year, you're getting those flows. So that brought it up to here. Then the flows stop, and you see on pullbacks. So if the music stops, it should pull back more, and it didn't. It held very well, which makes me kind of think, I don't even know if we're going to get a pullback down here, but this tells me USAR is going a lot higher. Okay, so USAR looks pretty good.
Okay, have you ever traded? This is a steel stock, CLF. They said it's ready to make massive moves.
Oh, really? Well, then you know something I know. It's Cleveland Cliffs. Okay, so it's a base metal stock. Okay, it's one of the popular ones. I'd rather trade the ones that I understand well. Cleveland Cliffs has too much public money in it both ways, so I don't trade it.
Okay, what is your take on lithium right now?
Lithium, I think, is holding very well. I think I'm going to be looking at it on a pullback. I will look at LAC because it's got the federal backing now, but I want to wait for my spot.
Okay, what's your take on Tesla?
Tesla, I'm actually small bearish on a bounce. Okay, that's just my opinion. Not enough to trade it because nothing sets up for me to trade. But if it does get into an area, I may approach getting short Tesla. Let me just find it first. Here it is. Okay, Tesla. It's got a failure area now. Okay, I have it on my sheets here. But if Tesla bounces to a certain area and fails, which means it doesn't extend, then I think Tesla's got a down wolf coming in. So the next trade I'll be looking at from here in Tesla is where to get short.
Okay, how about we go over our trades for the trade log?
Okay. I don't have the 2026 ones.
Oh, we can show the 2025 ones. Review that, and then we'll go over to Discord.
Okay.
And then
this was us last year, guys. Only because we're 2 weeks in. So you know what? I just want to give you an idea of the way we trade. Okay, that's how much we made last year. 344%. There was no exaggerations, no bells and whistles. It's all here. It's all real. 550 trades. Okay, most of them are commodity or resource related. I'd probably say 85% of them. Okay, long-term, short-term trades. Okay, real number. There's no crap around here. You can check anything you want. We are totally transparent. Everything is here. That's how much we made because we're aggressive traders. We're doing it again this year. And you know what? We haven't been aggressive. We've just been waiting for spots. Okay, we're 2 weeks in. I'm just glancing. We're up about 6% for the year. But you know what? If you can make 6% a month, that's not when we do it. We do it when the time is right, is when we get in. But if you make 6% a month, sounds like you're making 70, 80% for the year. Not too bad. This is an aberration. You're not going to make 300% next year. Year before that, we made 100%. So the money is there, but we're traders, we're not investors. And now, if you got rotations going on, there are a lot of people who have on Nvidia, Palantir, some of the big name stocks, and they're 2 weeks into the year and they're down money. And they're not used to being down money on these big name stocks. And we are up money. Okay, so that's something I think we recognize. We recognize trades. We're in the market, like we said, long term, short term. You can see some trades we have on for a year. Okay,
you can draw on the chart if you like.
Yeah, I want to bring this up, right? Oh, okay,
there you go.
Bring it up a little bit.
You know what? You can expand it.
Hit that.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. So as you can see at the beginning of the year, but you can see some of the trades. I'm just going to give you dates. Okay, so you can see some trades we have on for a week. I just went from the beginning of last year. Okay, some trades we have on for 11 months. Some trades we have on for 12 months. So it depends how we look, but look how you make out on the year. Okay, look at the trades. This is what's here. Okay, greens are profits, reds are losers. We got losers. If people sit there and tell you they're always making money, they're always right, do yourself a favor, get away from those people. They're a bunch of clowns. Okay, we have winners and losers. But when you do all the math, that's what it comes out to. Okay, we had 70. The win ratio is a little distorted because sometimes you bought something 3 or 4 times. So then when you sell, it looks like you have 4 winners and 1 winner. So that don't make a difference. That's the number that talks. Okay, and the best part about that, I don't think anybody in the group once last year was uncomfortable with the positions. Why? We have patience. We wait for our trades, and more important is we have balance. So when we have ones that are red, they're not spooking us because we have enough balance that the other ones are going to hold up. Okay, the whole year, I'm curious. And I think that anyone in our group for the whole year wasn't uncomfortable once. How cool is that to not be uncomfortable? Have something make you nervous. We're not nervous.
What's your take on being balanced? Like, what percentage do you put every stock as part of your portfolio?
Right now, we're anywhere from 1% to 5%. Okay, of our bankroll. Okay, if we like something and we want to increase, we don't just buy it all. We would buy pieces at a time. We would add and add and add, and maybe we'll get it to a little higher than that. But that keeps our balance. Sometimes we're up to 30 positions. Right now, I think we have about maybe a dozen positions to start the year. Okay, so if you keep that balance, you're okay.
All right, there's guys, comment in the chat here if you have questions about joining, because I see there's some people. I know Tony was asking in the chat here, how do I join?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to show you. We're going to put up the link to our website.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
This is our link, guys. RNTR.trading. No other way to spell it. A lot of fugazis out there. That's where you look at. That's what it stands for. Risk of not taking risk. In case you want to know what it means. Okay, come back here. You see like that? You contact us. We don't ask you for money. You want to join? We get back to you with a link. We get back to you with an email. We get back to you with an invite to our Discord chat. These are the prices. Okay, you get the webinars with guys. You get, I'll show you what the Discord chat is. Okay, you get all that. You want to quit after a couple of weeks, you'll just get prorated. You can quit anytime you want. Maybe this is not for you. This is a trading group. It's not an investing group. So you got to give a little bit of a commitment. But if you can make 300%, isn't it worth the commitment? Okay, that's the way we look at it. Sometimes we trade commodities in the middle of the night. I got no problem getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning if I can make money. Go right back to sleep in 5 minutes. Some people may not want to do this. Okay, it's up to you. But if you're committed and you want to get to your goals a lot faster than making 4 to 5% in the stock market, which is all you made in the last 25 years. If you want to make something like that in 6 months, you can make what you can make in 25 years, which people have done. Maybe this could be for you. And if you don't like it, you leave. Okay, think about it. You get all this stuff for $98.
Yep. So, well, guys, we're going to show you the Discord chat and what you get with the service. Yep.
This is what you get, guys. This is what you're on all day. This is me all day, putting my opinions. Okay, in the morning we come out with our early opinions, and then all day talk. Okay, like I said, 7:40 a.m. Okay, all day opinions. When we trade, we tell you when we trade ahead of time, not after the fact. Okay, JetBlue. We talk. When we bought. Remember we talked about JetBlue at that 465 area. Well, we bought JetBlue. Okay, right here. We tell you what we're doing. We're looking at stocks. When we trade, we tell you. Okay, that's how we do things. Netflix, things like that. Okay, futures. If we trade futures, same exact scenario. As you can see, futures have been okay. You can tell. You get these guys with this thumbs ups and flames and I don't know what you call these emojis, but we've been doing okay trading commodities, trading sugar like we talked about, trading grains, cocoa, the things we just talked about. Okay, and we trade as a team. Okay, I see a lot of sites. The person running the site will say, "Oh, I bought Apple here," and then tells you after he bought it. You know what? How about telling the group before you bought it? So you know what? I'm looking at Apple here. I might be buying it. So if the group is interested, maybe they want to look over your shoulder because they're only looking over my shoulder. It's okay. Maybe I want to buy it. And then I tell you when I'm going to trade. As everybody is prepared. We work as a team. If you don't want to work as a team, you don't belong in this group. I can tell you that right now. You will stand out like a sore thumb. Okay, we work as a team, and that's how we make these. That's how things become successful. Also, we're in the bots. We added bots last year to our RNTR. Bots were up over 100% last year. That's on top of the 340%. So if you're a bot trader and you're up 100%, you know how hard that is. Okay, if you're a bot trader, you're up 100%, keep doing what you're doing. If you're a bot trader and you're getting chopped around a little bit, you may want to look into this. Here are the trades. They're all right. They come right here. All the parameters, everything comes out all day. Joe Bot. It's a young man who created an algorithm. You could see, you get the alerts whenever you want to trade. Okay, 100% last year. Say whatever you want. All these little boxes, when you add it up, you made 100% on your money trading bots. That is very impressive.
Rom10X is saying he's part of the group.
Okay.
Tell Joe he changed my life. Thanks for everything.
Well, I didn't change your life. You changed your life because you made an adjustment. That's nice of you to say, but you're the one that hit those buttons. So you should be patting yourself on the back. Okay, another thing we have on. Okay, we got Guy Adami. Thursday webinars, just like we talked about. The man has been on fire. Okay, I don't want to tell him because I don't want to make his head too big. But we're very good friends and we kid around. He has macro views. It's up to us to find trading strategies. We have a midday clip every day at around 11, 11:30. Why? Because we're a trading group. You know how we make money? Recognizing trades. You know, it's a big part of recognizing trades, recognizing reversals. So what we thought about at 8 a.m. may change at 11 a.m. That's the edges. That's what a trading edge is. Not just put it on and come back the next day and see how you did. We may see things, we see nuances, we see triggers or reversals, and we get involved. That's how we make our money.
All right, guys. So if you have any questions about joining RNTR, put it in the chat here. Just post help. Just type help out, and then we'll go over whatever you need to go over.
It's crazy not to join this, guys. If you don't like it, a couple of weeks you quit. What it cost you, $50? You get to look, and you get to be involved in the chats and the group talks. Okay, all day. Let me just give you an idea.
We actually have a question here
Yeah,
about our alerts. Always fight for your freedoms is asking $99 plan. How many trades are sent? We just showed you in our trade log.
Yeah, we did 500 trades last year.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've been quiet this year. We've been quiet the first 2 weeks. Still up, whatever, 5-6% for the year. Okay, sometimes we do 10 trades in a day. Sometimes we'll do no trades for 3 days. There's no guaranteed trades. We're not here to trade. We're here to make money. So we sit there and we wait for opportunities all day. We got the questions back and forth. Where am I going?
Yeah, guys, you got access to Joe. Ask any trade questions that you want.
All day. General chat. You guys want to chat with yourselves all day. Okay, all this goes on. Okay, so you not only you want to listen to me, you listen to me. You want to look over my shoulder, but you get questions all day. Okay, nonstop. This is a great group. That's what's even more important. They're such nice people, respectful people. They're professionals. The only pain in the ass in the whole group is me, because I'm very focused.
Steve's asking, can you join from the UK?
Oh, we have tons of people from the UK.
Yes.
Friends of mine I know for 40 years that belong here. We got people from all over the planet. We got people from the Far East. We got people from Australia. You can join.
We have a question here. As a member, you will receive the Discord notifications when Joe gets a trade.
Yeah.
So when you guys are a part of Discord, you will get those trade notifications straight on your phone.
Just like that.
Just have to download Discord on your phone, and you'll see them pop up.
It's a trade alert. I tell you what I'm looking at, and then if you're interested, it's up to you, and then I tell you exactly what I'm looking to do. Okay, just like you see here. Okay, SMCI. This is the 12th. So what's that? Sometime this week?
Yes.
We bought some SMCI. So I said to the guys, I'm looking at it. So if you're interested, you'll look at it. And then usually within a minute or two, I wait for everything to set up, because that's when everything sets up. And I'll tell you, guys, this is what I am doing. Okay, I always say we, because I'm brought up in a team concept. It's myself. Okay, guys, I am adding 50% more SMCI, and then it's up to you what you want to do.
All right.
Very transparent.
How long would it take you to turn 250K into 1 million?
How the hell do I know?
That all depends on how much you risk. Without huge risk.
Why would you throw out a statement like that anyway? That's up to you how much risk you want to take. Okay, how do I know 250 can go to 150? Okay, it's up to you.
And it all depends on the markets.
Depends on the market. No, it depends on the way you manage your money.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go all in. We're not going to go all in on things. So nothing's going to be all right or all wrong. We have balance. We grind our way there. That 340% was a grind. Okay, 10% week, sometimes a 5% week. Sometimes we've made a nice 15% week. Sometimes we lost 3 or 4%. But when you stagger your way up, that's what it winds up to. There's no anybody who gives you an answer to that question, you should hang up on them right away. No one can give you an answer to that question.
All right, guys, we're going to show you the website one more time, and we're going to explain just to keep you guys safe, because there's a lot of people that imitate us. Okay, we will not message you. Okay, we'll not message you first on any platform asking you to join RNTR Trading. This is our website, our only website. We do not have any other sites. We do not have copy trading. We do not trade crypto. We do not ask you for your money or ask you for your entire portfolio to trade for you.
All scammers.
That's all scammers. Every plan here, they're all the same. They're just billed differently. So if you pick the biannual and yearly, you'll get a discount.
Okay, these are just discounted trade. That's what it costs per month.
Yep.
We had a lot of people over the last couple of months join for the month and said, this is the place. This is the real deal. So they upgraded to here. They just took advantage of the plan. This is what you get. And you get all that. We have boot camps that teach you how to read charts the way I was taught how to read charts. We have boot camps that teach you how to price options. Okay, that option boot camp is the most important boot camp anyone could subscribe to, because many people like to trade just options. They have no idea how to price them. How about knowing what an option is worth before you go out and price it? Okay, it's a 5 or 6 hour, very comprehensive course. Okay, it's a separate subscription. And I say everyone in capital letters that subscribe to the option bootcamp has come back and they go, wow, I really did not understand what I don't know about options. Okay, so why give money away when you don't have to? We have boot camps out there.
All right, guys. So this is, I'm going to show this one last time. RNTR.trading is our site. Jot that down. Take a screenshot. You can find the website at the top of our social media pages. You'll find all these links there. All right. And be careful on Discord. We will not friend you or message you. You message us. There's a lot of people impersonating our accounts where they can change the display name to look like us, but their username is not the same.
Trying to piggyback off of us, guys. Okay. You have a good year. All of a sudden, everybody wants to replicate you or copycat you. So we try our best to protect ourselves. That's why we contact you. You contact us. You don't give us money. We contact you.
All right, guys, if you have any trading questions or any questions on how to get on board, send us a message. Also, any questions that you have on trading and you're part of our Discord, Joe will be there to help you along the way.
All the time, guys. Okay. The group is growing exponentially. Okay. And people that never did this before, all of a sudden in 6 months are polished traders. We have veterans that have been there a couple of years. They're making money that blows me away. We were just in marketwatch.com in September. They did a piece on us. We had one of our members who retired from his business, took the money from his business and looked over my shoulder for 6 months, 7 months, and was able to buy enough money for a summer house for his children. Okay, so it's possible. Okay, the opportunities are here. I have, I think, enough experience. The track record shows it might be worth a look. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying there's nothing guaranteed, but it might be worth a look.
Next question here. I use Charles Schwab for trading. What do you suggest for a broker?
You know what? I use Charles Schwab for my equity trading. I think there's better out there, but I'm loyal. I've been loyal to Charles Schwab for 20 years of my personal trading, so I stick with them.
If you're replicated, that means you're doing something right. That's a comment from Mark. If people want to copy you. Let's see here. How many members do you have?
No, that's our business.
That's our business. We won't answer that question.
It's grown exponentially in the last 4 or 5 months. Multiples.
Let's see here. We use RJ O'Brien for trading futures.
Yes. I don't think anybody comes close.
Let's see if we have any other questions here pertaining to what we offer. All right. It looks like we answered everything. Are the boot camps online? So when you sign up for the subscription on the boot camps, you'll find that you can watch it anytime. So they're online. They are pre-recorded, so you can watch them at any time.
They're separate subscriptions. You pay once, you got it forever.
Yes, just click the link at the top of our page on TikTok, and you will find with the boot camps.
And these are comprehensive, guys. These are 5 or 6 hour courses, which, from what I'm hearing, people watch this thing 2 or 3 times, and then every time you look at it, you say, I didn't catch this, I didn't learn this, and then you're going to say to yourself, wow, boy, am I missing stuff that people don't see. The way I read charts, not even close to the way people are taught how to read charts. I was taught by the best people, the smartest people on this planet decades ago. We don't trade candlesticks, and we're not swing traders or day traders. Okay, you tell me how many of those people are going to beat an algorithm or going to beat electronic trading. They don't. If you do, tell me your last 100 trades you made money. Good for you. I think that the consensus or the majority of people lose money. We read charts different, the way I was taught. Big boot camp on that one.
Okay, if you want to buy physical silver, what platform is best to use?
Yeah, that's up to yourself. Okay, you're gonna be paying sales tax. You're gonna be paying a premium. You're gonna be paying a spread. You're gonna be paying a lot more than you think because physical is in demand. Okay, try to keep it private if you could.
Okay. Looks like we answered all the questions here for today.
Okay, good. Okay, guys, we'll be back here on Wednesday morning at 8:30, then back here Friday morning at 8:30, and back here next Saturday. Remember the ones we talked about today. Let's see next Saturday if they materialize. The setups are in. Okay, what we do is we have patience. We wait for things to finish the setup. Those ones we mentioned, finish the setup. Let's see if we're right next week. I'll see you Wednesday.